What's up, couch potatoes? Welcome to Kouch Chronicles.
Where we talk about all things real life.
I'm Christian.
I'm Kelsey, and this is episode 41.
Yeah, a little special episode.
And we have a very special surprise guest today, and his name is Wyatt. So, Wyatt, tell us a little bit about you, your podcast, how you got here, all the things.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. I did kind of force my way onto this show. So we've kind of come in contact through this weird little dating show, which I'm sure we'll get into. And then I saw you post a clip from a podcast, and I was like, I want on that. So here I am. Thanks for indulging me. But yeah, no, I'm Wyatt. I host a couple different podcasts. I'm the founder of Good Time Media and the host of the Bachmakers podcast, which is how we kind of ended up here today, which is a podcast I started with a buddy of mine, Michael, and we basically react to, talk about the Bachelor world, reality TV. We've kind of extended into other avenues, and our kind of take on it is to take it as less serious as everyone else does, because there's a little bit of Bachelor Nation that takes it very serious. So we figured this is entertainment. Let's have fun with it. And thankfully it's kind of worked out a little bit. And then recently it's become a whole different thing with we're now hosting a dating show for one of the former Bachelor contestants. So you never know where life's going to take you in the podcast.
You never know. We
Anything
love
can
it.
happen.
It's true. It's true. Well, we really appreciate you being on today. You are our first ever guest.
Let's go.
So
Welcome.
this is a big honor.
It's a big deal.
I feel like a little nervous. Like I got to perform, but also the bar is so low. Like
there is no bar.
There's no bar.
it doesn't exist.
You're creating the bar.
Yeah.
And you guys, fun fact, me and Wyatt just found out that we've lived in like all the same places. So very small world that we're living in here. And I feel like my world, especially for some reason, is like weirdly small. So
It
just
is.
add this to the list.
Yeah, no, the more I think about it, I'm a little creeped out. I don't know if you just like stalked me and just found that out and you're just like, oh, look how much we have in common. Pick me to win the Austin Dating Show. But
Yeah, I could be
No.
making all of this up. Who knows if I'm actually from Indiana?
Yeah.
This could all be a ploy.
yeah, but
She
no, it's
stalked you, I saw.
genuinely insane, like the parallels we've had. So maybe San Diego's next for me.
Honestly.
It should be.
It doesn't get much better than San Diego. And speaking of small worlds, I'm going to give a little bit of background on how I found this dating show that Wyatt is hosting. And then Wyatt, we'll have you kind of give some background on like how you started this and all the fun things about it. But basically, I'm going to give Cliff Notes version of my story. But last year, I went through a really tough breakup. And I felt like I needed to start going to church again. Like I was like, there's something missing in my life and I don't want to fill that void with another man. Like I want to be able to like find happiness on my own. I grew up Christian, so I had not gone to church in a long time, but I always believed in God. And I'm like, okay, it's time for me to find a church out here. So did some research, found a church in San Diego, started going. One day was leaving church, saw this beautiful specimen walking down the stairs, and I was like, who is that? I'm going to marry him, and made a TikTok about it. And then fast forward a couple weeks later, he's on stage at church speaking, and I find out who he is, and it's Austin Ott. And I'm like, great. He was on The Bachelorette. Like, this man is never going to know that I exist. So I just kind of forgot about it, but I followed him on Instagram. So I've been following him for a couple months now. And he reposted that there was this dating show for him. And there was an application. Like you could apply to date Austin Ott. Okay. And I've had some low moments in my life. Okay. Like I've had my times. And I was like, is applying to date someone really sad of me to do? And then I was like, I
Whatever.
don't care. I actually don't care. I'm just going to do it because who knows? So I did it along with 363 other girls. And somehow, I was the very last pick of the top 28. And I don't know how it happened. I don't know how we got here, but I am so honored and so excited. So I'm going to pass it back over to you, Wyatt. Tell us a little bit about what this is, how it came about, and what the end goal is.
So I do want to say the only thing sadder than applying for the show is the guy who made the application. That would be me. So just if we're doing like a sad off, that's you win. So here's kind of what happened. I mean, Austin. So because of our show, like we kind of form a decently good relationship with a lot of the cast members because I think they see us for not like attacking them and that we're trying to have fun with it. Yeah, we poke fun at the people, but it's always like lighthearted and just understanding that that's a TV show and edited. We're never the ones like sending the hate comments like you suck as a person. Like that's absurd to me. So we develop a decently good relationship with a lot of the cast members, Austin included. So we've kind of kept in touch after he was on Jen's season. He was in our fantasy football league that we have.
Oh my gosh.
We have one with a few of the different Bachelor members just because we're very sports heavy too. So Michael and I have a weird angle of that's the one thing where our podcast kind of works. It's two straight guys talking about The Bachelor. It by itself just shouldn't make sense, but it does.
No, we shouldn't.
So it kind of works that way. But we have
You got to sprinkle in the sports to let everyone know.
Exactly. So all right, we're good. So we have the fantasy football league with him. So we stayed in touch through that, and then I kind of found out that he wasn't going to go to Paradise, which was kind of absurd considering how much people loved him. So it felt almost like a middle finger by ABC to be like, we're not going to invite you because for whatever reason. So we never really understood that. So I made a TikTok just like I woke up one morning. I was like, let's just make a stupid video about it. And I was like, it would be hilarious if someone did their own version of The Bachelor for Austin. Like I do these TikToks all the time where it's just like hypotheticals. Someone should do this idea. I'm never going to do it. I posted that one and then a lot of people were like, actually do it. You should do this. So then that night I was like, what if we just like messed around and see what could happen if I actually made an application for it. So I just real quick went on Google Forms, made a little application and just put it in our bio. Literally wake up the next morning. At that point, we had like 60 responses. And I'm like, oh, these girls are invested in this. I should probably be invested in this. So then it kept getting bigger. So it got to 360 within literally less than 48 hours.
Yeah.
That's when I'm calling Michael, like co-host. I'm like, we got to shut this down. Like, we can't get this. If this gets any bigger, like, I don't know what we're going to do. I was starting to get stressed out. I was getting overwhelmed. I was like, we actually have to do this now. It's a lot of work. And it's been so fun, but it has literally controlled my life for the last week. It's like, it's been 10 days since I made the initial TikTok, maybe. So it's been a quick turnaround. We've narrowed it down to 30 now, including Kelsey here.
Yeah.
We have the 28 plus the 2 wild cards that were announced today. And it's been very fun. The responses have been great. I was so worried girls were going to be so mad when they were eliminated. But a lot of people have been like, hey, this was fun. This was like a silly little show, which is what we want. We don't want people to take it that seriously. So, and now we're here and getting ready to start the next round here. We're
Insane.
Tomorrow, I think.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I watched the whole wild card episode today. I had it on the TV. Kristen came back inside and she's like, seriously, Kelsey?
Yeah, I came home from the gym and I was like, are you rewatching this? And she was like, no, it's the new episode. It's the wild cards. I was like, oh, my bad.
I'm invested. Like,
you're gonna
this
be
is so fun.
sick of me by in a couple weeks time. You're gonna be so sick of my voice and my face. So
Not possible. Not possible.
I might be.
No, it's so fun. It's so funny because I told my friends about it. Like, my friends know that I've had a crush on this man. Honestly, I thought this was just like a crush that was like for funsies. Like, never thought it would go anywhere. I know we go to the same church, but I've only ever seen him those 2 times. So like, I don't know what time he goes. I'm not going to see him. So like, I don't know. I didn't really think anything of it. And so I tell my friends about it and they're like, well, what's the plan? And I was like, I'm pretty sure that this whole thing started like 3 days ago. I don't think there is a plan. I was like, they got so many applications within 2 days. Like, I think they're just kind of winging it. And so, yeah, I mean, I saw that you posted, there's like a whole, like you have all the episodes laid out now.
We have a plan now. At the time of 360 applicants, there was no plan. So
oh my God.
We're at a group chat. We're like, guys, what do we do? Like, this is a real thing we have to do now. So we had to break it up and like really try to narrow it down. But we have a plan now. Lots of fun stuff planned. A couple cameos from Bachelor Nation. So
Oh my gosh,
there
how
That
fun.
is so fun.
there is structure now, but it just took us some time to get here.
Yeah.
I mean, some time, barely. You guys figured it out quick.
Yeah.
I'm actually so impressed with the whole thing.
I appreciate
And
that.
I will say though, I was on the edge of my seat because when you announced the top 28, it was alphabetical, I think.
Yes. Yes.
And
yeah, we
I
went
was
through it.
not. I was not in the case. So I was like, dang, I'm not even being considered. And then the very last slide, I was like, that's me. That's me.
I was working. We both work from home, and I was working at my desk, and all of a sudden I hear, "Oh my God, it's me! It's me!" I was like, "What are you talking about?"
I could not believe it. And one thing about me, I love sports, big sports girl. I'm super competitive. So obviously very interested in Austin, would love to make it as far as I can, but I want to win. Like I want to win anyways. So at this point I think there were 6 girls cuz you added one from the last group
Yeah. Yeah.
and you were all voting.
There was a girl who was living in South Africa, like saving children.
Yeah.
We have to include her in the next vote because
Yeah.
that's crazy. And you beat her.
No, I think you added the South Africa girl. It was between her and another one, and the other one got moved to mine, right? Maybe not.
I think it was the opposite.
Oh, oops.
Wow,
Sorry.
you beat a literal angel.
Oh
on
my
Earth.
God.
Yeah, no.
I'm undeserving.
Well, now she has more time to save children, so that's
Yeah.
good.
True. Maybe
She's in South Africa.
yeah,
anyways.
maybe if she comes back to the States, she can have her
Yeah.
chance. But yeah, I swept them. They all voted for me. I was so hype. I'm like, I can't believe that just happened. So here we are. And we have some questions for you. So we actually posted a like poll or one of those question things on Instagram, and we don't have a big following by any means. Oh my God. Also, I just opened my Instagram and your face popped up.
I'm so sorry. So sorry. So sick of me.
But we actually had some responses, which was surprising.
Love
Let
that.
me find them.
We love interactions.
Okay. First question. How did you narrow it down to 30? And I know it was application questions, but let's back up even further. How did you decide who was going to be considered for the top 30?
Okay. This is the part of having no plan. So right off the bat, we realized, all right, we have to narrow this down big time because we can't like go from 360 to 340 to 320. We're going to be here for 3 years. It's never going to work. So we had this like spreadsheet, and I live with 3 guys. I'm showing them. I'm like, guys, what do I do? How do we do this? So one of my roommates, Ryan, shout out to Ryan, we sat there, projected it on the TV, and went through every single application. And like, so how we did it, there were a few parameters. I talked to Austin's mom. Austin's mom is very much involved in this process.
I love that.
She gave some parameters of like a dating age range, which helped, and then how important location was and kind of the stuff she's looking for. So that helped us narrow it down from 24 to 34, which got like, I want to say maybe 50 to 70 out of the way right away.
Perfect.
And then we also got rid of anyone with a private Instagram, strictly because I know some people were mad about that, but like we had to narrow it down at some point. And like,
Right.
if their Instagram's not public, we can't get enough information, just like who you are. So that helped a little bit. And then at that point, what we went through is we had 4 people on the committee: me, Michael, our producer Lizzie, and then we have a friend Tori Jensen who makes content as well. She helped out because we thought it would be helpful to have a girl on board because or else it felt a little weird. Where it's like 2 guys
Yeah.
going through
absolutely.
a bunch of girls like picking our favorites. That felt weird. So we didn't want to do that. So how we did it is we all went through the applications and we just would star people who stood out to us. Or like, all right, but like it was a decent amount. And then we took all those stars and like put them on a different sheet and to see if there were any overlaps. If there were any overlaps where multiple people starred the same person, they were automatically in. So like that first group of 20 whatever, I forget how many we had to start. They were just automatically into the next round. Then everyone else who was starred, but only by one person, they were included in like that section of 4 or 5 that we had to pick one out of, if that makes sense.
So only one person starred
Only
you.
one person starred me. Where did I go wrong?
Wait, do we want to find out who it was?
Yeah, I do.
It could have been me. I don't know. I don't remember. There were so many
I
names.
want to know.
Let's
It's
see
so
if I
funny because when you were reading my application, I was like, oh my God, I wrote that? Like, that's so crazy that I wrote that.
Let's see. It was me.
Yeah!
I'm not even making that up.
Hell yeah.
You can't even see it, but this is like, oh, you can see this is like the process. Like,
Oh my
color-coded,
gosh.
all those people. But one side story with all that, there was a moment my roommate and I are going through. Again, we're just looking up the Instagram, going through 300 different Instagrams. One of my other roommates walked in, came back from a date. This girl walked in, and we're just like pulling up Instagrams. And it was this moment, like, we put our hands up, like, I can explain this. It's a long story. We're not weird, I promise, but, like, there's a big
She was probably like, what the
Can you
hell?
imagine? I don't even know what I would do.
Yeah, so that was a very funny moment. But,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, that's kind of how we got here.
Okay, another little side story. I found out after you guys posted like the first initial video, I sent it to my sister. And when Lizzie popped up on the screen, my sister was like, I know her. And I'm like, what do you mean you know her? My sister used to be an intern where Lizzie works now. And I think
at
my
the
sister works
concert
for like,
place?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think my sister works for a competitor now,
Oh, interesting.
but they know each other. Like,
So
not
fun.
well, but small world.
It's a very small world. Yeah, we also have another person. Lizzie's awesome. She's been our producer for like almost ever since we started the show. She's been there since day one. Then we have another producer, Charlotte, who just graduated from Georgia, and she's going to be helping out with the later rounds. So she was
Oh my gosh.
graduating during the first couple rounds, which is fair.
Okay.
Aw,
Okay.
yay.
We have a committee now. It's very official.
I need to get in with this committee. All right. The next question. I feel like we've kind of answered this already, but well, yeah, we did answer it. How did you come up with this idea? Basically, you were mad that he wasn't on Paradise, and you were like, we gotta.
Yeah, well,
We
we
gotta do
started initially Jeremy Simon, who is on Paradise now. So that's one thing that we've been doing is just blaming him. If anyone's mad at us throughout this entire process, get mad at Jeremy, send him a mean DM.
Put it all on Jeremy.
But it's very fun because he's going to get back from Paradise and be like, what just happened? All these girls mad at him for, he's like, no idea.
He's gonna be so confused.
He's like, I didn't do anything.
But Jeremy and I, we started this hashtag like Free Austin because he wanted Austin to go to Paradise because Jeremy was debating Paradise. So then we tried to get Free Austin, it ended up not working, and then that's where it was like, all right, let's just do our own thing for Austin, and then this whole thing.
Oh, here
happened.
we are.
Here we are.
Wow, this like blew up. It's great for you guys. Love it.
It's very fun. It's a good
It's
time.
so
'cause
funny.
We're in between seasons too, so we always struggle like in between The Bachelor and then Paradise. There's always a downtime. We're covering the Mormon Wives show. I don't know if you've seen anything about
Oh
that.
yeah.
I haven't. I've heard
Great.
about it.
Absolutely the most insane people I've ever seen in my life.
I
But-
believe it.
Yeah.
So that's what we do in the off season. But this is helping. This is very exciting.
I hope you know that probably people are going to expect you to do this every off season now.
So there's a line. We have Bachelor contestants who want to be next.
Oh my gosh. Here's what I don't get. These guys and girls, I'm sure, have thousands of DMs. Like, they don't really need help finding someone, but I get that it's fun. But,
I
like,
think it's the
why
attention.
is Austin single?
There's no way that Austin needs help finding someone. There's no way.
Yeah, well, I think it's more like this will be fun. And I've texted with Austin during this. I was like, how involved do you want to be? Because, like, I can handle everything, or do you want to be on there every episode? He was like, you. Do what you got to do. So I think the best way to do it is let's let the girls be, like, the highlight of it, and then we'll bring Austin at the very end. Because I think that's how we want to handle this if we keep doing something like this. Is let's not make it like... Because I don't want to put too much on Austin because he didn't really sign up for this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
fair.
volunteered.
He gave the okay, but I didn't want to, like... I'd feel bad making him, like, send a girl home.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I feel
fair.
like he shouldn't have to do that, so we're going to do all the dirty work for him, get to the Final Four, and then see what happens. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what this process looks like. Hopefully, we'll do it again. The problem is I don't know if we could do it with one of the girls from Bachelor Nation because I don't know if our guy following is strong enough.
I was going to
stronger-
ask that.
It's stronger than most Bachelor podcasts, but I mean, obviously the audience for a show like that is predominantly female.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be fun if like sisters nominated their like brother. Like you can nominate someone else. So I think we could get enough applications for if we had a girl as one of the leads in our stupid show. But it would probably not be as comprehensive as 360 girls.
Which
apply.
probably would be better for you because that's
Yes,
a lot to
truthfully.
manage.
Yes, but it's been very fun because you meet a lot of people through this process, and like that's the beauty of the internet. Like
That's true.
How the hell are we here right now?
I know. You're just on some random girl's podcast on a Tuesday night.
Exactly. I love the internet.
Amazing. Okay, next question. Does Austin actually want to date someone right now, or is this just for fun?
That's a question only Austin can answer.
Fair enough.
I will provide him with the best possible dating option, and if it works, it works. So I will do my best. I will do everything in my power to make it happen, and then Austin can do what he wants with that information.
That's true, because he could even like meet a bunch of these girls and just like not have a connection with them. So it's not like he has to date whoever wins, you know?
Yeah, we're figuring out what we're gonna do for the finalists because even if obviously it doesn't work out, we want this to be like a fun thing for them. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens there.
Okay. All right. Does location matter?
We've grappled with this. Yes and no. I think
Okay.
it's definitely it can help you. Being around the San Diego area can certainly help, but I also don't think it hurts you if you're not, if that makes sense. So it's
Yeah.
not a negative if you're not there, but it is a positive. So
If
like
you
it
are.
can, if we're deciding between two in a final decision, like for the last spot, the edge will probably go to someone who lives closer to Austin.
Makes
Because
sense.
at the end of this, it would be so funny if we actually get like a successful couple out of this. And then
Oh my
we
gosh, can you
we
imagine?
can boast 100% success rate unlike The Bachelor.
You
Like,
have to
that was
retire
the-
after that. You
Yeah,
gotta be
we're
done after
done.
that.
We're done. But yeah, I think it matters a little bit, not so much in these early rounds. We've considered a
that
little
makes
bit,
sense.
but I think as we get closer to the end, it will become more important.
Okay, makes
Mhm.
sense. Well, I like that I live in San Diego then. I like my chances here. I need to make it to the talent round because I have a whole entire talent planned. So just something to think about.
This is putting me in such a tough spot. Like the next round, the whole rest of the committee is like, "We gotta cut her," and I'm like, "Guys, I went on the show. I went on a podcast. You can't." Like,
She said she had a really good talent.
No, there's no pressure at all, but like,
There's pressure.
just kidding. All right. 2 more questions regarding this dating thing. This one was my friend who submitted this. She said, "Who's your front runner and why is it Kelsey W?"
So one thing of talking about front runners, we did all have 3 locks that we could give that we pushed on. I forget who mine were at this point. Let me.
Not me. I was the last one in.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm just happy to be here.
We love an underdog.
Yeah.
So let's see, who were my locks were. Oh, okay. In my defense, one was an ESPN sideline reporter.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that-
Cool.
Yeah, I mean that was a lock. So shout out to Taylor.
Yep. Shout out Taylor. Yeah. Shout out
Again,
to Taylor.
it feels weird now doing this in front of you, but
No,
you asked the question.
You can talk to me. It's fine. She's not
Okay.
here.
For the record, my 3 locks were Amber, Gabby, and Taylor. That means nothing
Okay.
because, like, it's not up for me to decide. I guess it technically is, but
Yeah.
I'm not picking
Kinda.
for me. I'm not picking for me. I'm picking for Austin. So
Yeah.
it's about the best fit for him, which I'm getting more information from Austin throughout this process. So he is involved. He's giving us information. He just won't be like on camera making the decisions. So, but yeah. So I think he's excited. He's just like having fun with this. I mean, he doesn't have to do anything, and then we just
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
it for a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just chilling.
Yeah.
And like how nice it must feel to know that like that many women want to date you, that they're like willing to do all this.
I
That's
mean,
an ego
it's a
boost.
little
He's
too much.
okay. Yeah.
It's too much. He'll be all right. Like,
Yeah. He'll be fine.
I love it. It is really fun. It has added a lot of excitement to my life, so
Good.
I appreciate it.
that's the goal. I'm glad.
Okay, one more question, and it is, oh, this kind of goes with the location one. Is Austin open to long distance?
I think so. Maybe.
We'll see.
If it's
Guess
the
we'll find out.
one, if she's the one, then what's that phrase about distance?
Distance makes the heart
Grow
grow
fonder.
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 Mhm.
That that fits somehow into this.
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
But
I did
yeah,
distance
I
once
can't-
and tried to live by that, but turns out distance just made us break up. So,
All right.
Go
Well,
for one. Go for one. Back to-
well,
good thing I'm in San Diego now.
if it worked out, you would be on the show. So
That's true.
very true.
I'm very, very glad for many reasons that it did not work out. Okay, so we have some questions for you. We only have 10 questions. We can do like speed round.
okay.
Some of these are about the dating show. Some of these are just about you and podcasts in general.
Mhm.
Do you want to be odds or evens?
I'll be evens.
Okay. Question number 1. What got you into podcasting?
Good question. I've been doing like social media stuff since my senior year of high school. So I played tennis growing up. I was debating whether I was going to play in college or not. So I had a bunch of time on my hands because I stopped playing tennis for a little bit to like make a decision. I had too much time, so I bought a camera and started doing YouTube stuff. It was so bad, but I really enjoyed like the process of like editing and filming stuff. So I started doing that more my senior year of high school and really enjoyed it. Ended up playing college tennis, but that's not even part of the story. I don't know why I said that.
Pretty cool though. No, it's pretty cool. I throw in that I
College
played
athlete.
college soccer
Yeah, yeah,
every
no
chance that
deal.
I have. So
It's D3 is what it is. But
Still counts.
yeah, so I started YouTube stuff, but that I hated like the whole YouTube culture of like, I don't know, like the pranks or like clickbait or like it just felt very inauthentic. I want to do more long form like conversations with people, so I started a podcast called the People Person Podcast, which I'm hoping to bring back at some point this year. It's kind of been on a break since Bachmakers has kind of taken over my life, where I just interviewed people on that show that I found interesting, and that's kind of how Bachmakers started. Is I eventually got people from the show on that podcast.
wow.
And then once I got enough connections, it was like I should just do a Bachelor related show, and then Bachmakers was born. But yeah, it was kind of the need to continuing that process. I really enjoy. I always hated how when we were growing up, everyone shoved down your throat that the internet's bad, social media is toxic, it's terrible. Because I don't think we do enough highlighting the positive parts of it. Like there's so many cool, like the fact that we can have a conversation right now while looking at a screen with people I would never interact with in a normal day-to-day basis is the coolest thing ever. And I don't think we highlight that enough. So I wanted to like keep doing it to kind of showcase the good parts of it, because that's just something that like really annoyed me growing up. It's like, yeah, it can be bad if you're a bad person and you let it be bad. Like
Yeah.
there's some really cool things that can come from the internet and social media and all that stuff. So yeah, I started doing that, and then other people started reaching out to me saying, hey, I want to start a podcast. I have no idea what I'm doing. And since I was that person one time, I started to help them, and I really liked that like community building. So I started Good Time, which is basically a podcast network, internet company, however you want to look at it, where we kind of set people up with the equipment to get a podcast off the ground, try some stuff, and see if they like it. We've had a bunch of shows. They do a couple episodes, and they're like, this is a lot of work. I don't know if I'm cut out for it. Totally fine. And then some people stick with it and they do more. So that's kind of the genesis of it and how we got here. And then hopefully just continuing to build Good Time as a whole. But Bachmakers is probably the biggest show within that world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Well, that kind of leads into our second question, which is, do you remember the moment that you realized your podcast was actually connecting with people?
Oh, good. Never, maybe.
Not true.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird because like when you're doing it every week, you're just so like what's next, what's next, what's next. You don't really like take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think I don't know about Batchmakers specifically. There was, honestly, it was probably for Batchmakers, during, this has to do with Austin. During Gen season, there was this guy, Sam M, who was like the villain of that season. And he kept saying the phrase, keep the main thing the main thing. And he would say it over and over again. So we kind of like poked fun at him for doing that. And then we made merch that says keep the main thing the main
shut
thing.
up.
Oh my gosh.
And we sent it to a bunch of the people from the show, like Jeremy, Austin. And Austin posted a video wearing it. It got like 500,000 views. We sold like 300 hoodies. It was crazy.
Oh
my
my
God.
god.
This is like my payback to Austin, by the way, for like making us money. So
yeah.
That's amazing.
But I think the moment for me that realized, oh, we're onto something good here, is Sam M himself was like, let me get one of those. Like he was in on the
Oh,
joke.
shut up.
So like that was a moment where I was like, oh, this is good because this is what we want to be about. Like this is
Yeah.
for everyone. We're not villainizing him. We're just poking fun of the show in general. So having Sam M on board, I was like, oh, like we're all in this just having fun with it. So that was a moment for me. I was like, oh, this could really click because this is different than
Yeah.
some of the other shows in this space that are just like, this guy's the worst because of what he did on a TV show. It's like,
Yeah.
it's edited.
Yeah.
It's all, we're all humans. It is what it is.
I
Yeah.
love that he was like open to it too.
Yeah, that's really
100%.
cool.
Yeah,
And I
that's-
will say, from what I've seen, your podcast, Batchmakers specifically, like it does radiate so much positivity. Like it's just like very positive, happy vibes, which is super
Good.
nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of it has to do too with I've known Michael since high school, so we've known each other forever. So that helps where like we can make fun of each other so much. And
Yeah.
that helps because then we're always the butt of the joke, not the other people on the show.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that helps a lot, I think. And then, yeah, we're not in it to be clickbaity and just talk about like Bachelor news. Like we want to have fun with it. So
Yeah. Well, you're doing a great job from
thank you.
the podcast experts over here. We know so
Our
much.
5 listeners love it.
Okay. Question number 3.
All right.
What is your favorite episode that you've recorded so far and why?
Oh, good question. I'm gonna stick with just Batchmaker stuff. I think my favorite episode is when we had Nick Georges on. So Maria Georges was a huge contestant on Joey's season of The Bachelor from last season, and we found out pretty quickly that ABC doesn't like us very much, so they don't approve interview requests for us, so we can never really have people on our show until they're off contract. We found a loophole where we can have family members of contestants on. So Nick is Maria's dad. He was on the Hometowns episode. He looked like the coolest guy ever, like mob boss, kicking back, cigar.
Oh my
Hell
gosh.
yeah.
Like, this guy rocks. So he found us on Instagram. He was watching our show before we reached out to him, which was crazy because we just saw him in the comments and we're like, wait, no way. So we
Wow.
reached out to
Gosh.
him and we're like, do you want to come on? And he was so excited. And then Maria popped in for a little bit, and this was when she was at her peak. Like she was massive, and she still is. Like I love Maria. She's awesome. She's always been good to us. But having him on was a fun moment because, again, it's one of those things where it felt like only our show could do this. It felt like
Yeah.
where we found our niche a little bit of like poking fun of this process in a lighthearted way. So that was a very fun interview because he was so willing to do it. And it's like, imagine your dad on a podcast where like, there's like, this is so
Never.
fun. People want to listen to what I talk. He got so
Sorry.
excited, and he'll like every 3 months he'll shoot me a message like, so proud of what you guys are doing. Congratulations.
Oh,
The
that's
nicest
so
guy
cute.
He's the best. So that episode definitely stands out.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Oh
fun.
my gosh,
You really do like make a whole community
Yeah.
by starting a podcast.
Yeah.
Like even if it goes anywhere or not, like that's just so cool. I love that.
I'm gonna skip the next question because
We've answered
we've
it 6
answered
times
it. Yeah.
already.
So you go
Oh, okay.
again.
For this Austin Ott Dating Show, have there been any wild behind the scenes moments that did not make the cut?
There okay, there was a little
Why am I nervous?
Doesn't doesn't involve you. It doesn't involve you. Don't worry. So if you watch the wild card episode, we took a timeout after we went through all the submissions. Michael literally was like, I need a break right now. Like we were recording for like 2 hours. We're like, this is a lot. And then we're like, we have to pick 2 out of all these. So we literally called timeout, stopped recording, and then we're talking about it. And we're like, what are we going to do? And like, we had some like serious conversations about what's going to happen. There was one conversation, and it was regarding our show as a whole, where there was one contestant who applied who, based off her following, would help the show. Like, clear, like, I'm talking millions of followers.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So we had that debate behind the scenes of like, do we just to help the show? But there's a positive spin to this. Men of integrity. We did not do it, and we picked the best people for Austin. And unfortunately, she didn't make the cut. I'm sure she's probably better off without it. But we did think about, like, in terms of helping our show grow, it'd probably be great to have her on. But we got to do this process right. So
you know what?
Very
I believe in
respectful.
good karma, and I think that your show is going to do really well because you're doing things the right way.
Like, it already is, so it can only go up from here.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And for the record, we did not have you on here to help our show or to help my chances. We were just got excited you wanted to be on it. We were like, someone wants to be on our show? Like, okay.
I'm a sucker for going on podcasts. Like, anytime I want on, put me on. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're welcome here anytime.
Yeah. Okay, our next question is for you specifically.
Okay.
We're getting kind of spicy now.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a hill that you're willing to die on when it comes to dating? For you.
Oh, it comes to dating. Jeez. Oh man. I'm trying to think of like really big like red flags, basically. Or like
Red flags, hot takes.
Yeah. Like, what don't you compromise on?
This doesn't really apply to anything I just said, but I'm a big proponent of like trust your gut. Like your gut, like I think I'll take it one step further. I think whether there's any type of like future within 3 minutes of meeting someone.
Agree.
Maybe
I agree.
Maybe less. I think like not to say like, oh, this is the one right away, but like, okay, this could be something further that wants more time together. But then I think the opposite as well. Like within 2 minutes, you're like, oh, this probably isn't gonna go anywhere. But I think
I agree
right away.
It's funny because I actually was thinking about that exact thing today, and I think that more so for men than women. I think men know very quickly if they want to date someone, like within 5 minutes. I think a lot of women do, but more often than men, it can grow more for women. But I am someone who I know immediately. Yeah. And unfortunately, I have horrible taste. So I start liking someone real quick and then they suck. So hence why I'm here.
Here we are.
Personally, I'm more of a grower.
Yeah. She her feelings grow over time. But yeah, that's so interesting because I think that that's so true. Like a lot of people know very quickly if they're interested or not.
And you can't even like put your finger on why. And that's why I say trust your gut. Like,
yeah,
I've had situations where like, oh, she's so nice. Like, why? I'm like, I wish I could give you a reason.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then you
just a feeling.
Yeah. And then you kind of feel bad. It's like, should I trust my gut? Am I sabotaging myself here? But who knows?
I get it.
That's
I get it. I get you.
Yeah. That got real. That got real for a second.
Welcome to Kouch Chronicles.
Throw that one at you.
Okay. This one is also personal to you. What is your red flag, if any?
Oh.
And what is your green flag, like for yourself?
I mean, I have a podcast about The Bachelor. That is the biggest red flag in the world. Yeah, I mean, that's got to be it. Like, just like my job in general is a little wacky. So, like, I don't know if it's a red flag, but it should definitely cause some like hesitation. You shouldn't just
a flag.
It's a flag.
It's a neutral flag that you should take into consideration.
Yeah.
The
flag needs to be examined further.
Yep.
Yeah. If they didn't question it, I would be like, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
That you're okay with like this.
Like, what's wrong with you to not be questioning this?
Yeah, like, please question me.
Yeah. Like, this is not normal. This is not a normal path to be on. So I'm gonna count that as my red flag because I don't want to get too mean about myself. Green flag.
Or I guess like, what do you think your best quality is? That could be a green flag.
Oh, I think I don't like talking about myself positively like this. It's so weird.
Too bad.
But I think having coached high schoolers for the last 4 years of my life, I think my patience is like incredibly high, and like a combination of like patience and empathy because like I see high school's tough. If you don't remember, high school sucks a lot of times. So like I see them going through that, so it helps a little bit, and then you have to have patience to deal with 60 high school boys and 90 high school girls at once. So it's like, I think that's a green flag. I would say.
I think
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, you could not pay me enough money to go back to high school, personally.
I do not.
I'll be honest. I think I peaked in high school. So.
Well, I'll tell you, the girls started calling me a super senior, and that hurts. That's
Oh.
Oh no.
Man. I get bullied.
That's an
does
ego
hurt.
hit. Yeah. It takes a special kind of person to be able to deal with. Really, I feel like any teacher or coach for like any level, really, but especially high school, like it takes
Teenagers,
a very special person. So
They're so
I
scary.
complain about them all the time, but it genuinely is like the most fun I've ever had. Like, it is the most like joyful thing I get to experience. So like that helps me too with all this, where I don't take this as serious because I know like this isn't like the one thing that fuels me. I'm not fueled by like followers, attention. I have the coaching fulfills me so much that this is just icing on the cake.
I love that.
I love that a lot.
I'm so jealous. I mean, I love my job, but like I wouldn't say it fulfills me like that.
Well, I'm sure it pays better. So
I do live in San Diego, so I need to have a pretty good income.
Okay. Our next question. This is number 8. If you were to go on a reality dating show, what would your game plan be?
Okay, I've said this. If I was ever going to go on The Bachelor, I would be the funny, goofy guy who gets eliminated like week 3 or 4, but then ends up getting cast for Paradise because of their personality.
Crowd favorite.
Yes, and then I fall in love there, get broken up with. It's devastating, heartbroken. Everyone feels bad for me. Then they make me the next Bachelor.
Oh,
fantastic plan.
Okay, I don't know.
So sorry.
I was
for
not.
But like, that's fantastic.
Like, that's a rough journey to go through. I was not expecting you to have like an actual thought out plan. So
I have more plan for that than I do with the show that I'm.
Okay, so we know what Wyatt thinks about while he's laying in bed at night.
Yep.
That dream has passed though because I'm way too deep into this world for them to ever cast me or something.
Yeah,
You never
seems like
know.
I'm not your biggest fan.
But you never know.
Well, then
It could come from another network.
It would be so much work to get into shape to like be on a beach in paradise. Like that's so. I don't have the.
No, I could never.
No, it's so funny
I
because
could never.
all of my friends tell me that I'm perfect for reality TV, and I'm like, no way. There's too many things that I know I'd get picked apart for. I'm not ready for the criticism. I can't do it. I have too many insecurities for that. And then this happened, and I was like, this is perfect. This is perfect. It's like reality TV via Instagram.
If I were to go on any reality TV show, it'd be Traders. I don't know if you've seen Traders.
Oh my God, we're
obsessed.
We're obsessed with Traders.
I need to be on
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so.
See, I feel like I could do The Circle because I could literally talk to a wall.
I don't even remember. I don't know what that one is. I've heard of it, but
It's on
Okay.
Netflix. They're basically all in their own individual rooms, and you can like catfish other people.
You gotta
or not,
check it
'cause
out.
It's all through like a social media profile. It's very bizarre.
You would actually think it's so interesting because it is like based around like social media and like perceiving people based on their profiles and like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, I'm a little busy right now, but I will.
Yeah, when you have some free time, maybe in like a year or two.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 9.
Mhm.
Who is someone that you'd love to collaborate with on a podcast that you haven't already?
Like someone I would like to have on as a guest, or like do a. I don't know.
Either one.
Okay.
Let's do guest.
A guest? Okay.
Yeah.
Who's a guest you'd like to have?
Let's say. I would love to have Maria on just because we've had her dad on before, so it only seems right. And I think we're close to getting her on because I think she's close to being off contract. So hopefully that's coming on down the line. I think my actual dream guest for our show is Jesse Palmer, who is the host of The Bachelor. We always
Okay.
say he has the greatest job in the world where he gets to show up once a week, say, ladies, this is the final rose, and then golf the entire time. And then
What a life.
his side job is he calls college football games. So like
Oh my God.
he is living the dream for us.
That is
Yeah.
a dream.
I just want to hang out with him. He doesn't have to. We don't have to record it. I just want to chat with him.
Okay.
Like, he's probably the dream guest.
Okay. I think that we can manifest this. I think we
Yeah.
can make it happen for you.
He's reposted a few of our things, so we're on his radar. Again, he is very much within the ABC bubble. They don't love us, so it'd be very hard, but I think we can make it work someday.
Maybe he could be like the peacemaker between you and ABC.
Yeah, he could be the go. Yeah, that
Yeah.
could
You
work.
never know.
You never know.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Okay, our very last question for you
All right.
is to round this all up. Do you have any other exciting projects or plans coming up? Plug
Little
whatever you
teaser.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah. So something I've been starting up more recent, like been trying to get more off the ground in the last couple months is I've been doing movie reviews with a buddy of mine, JP. I love movies. I love going to movie theaters. I go every week, usually on Wednesdays, mostly by myself. I love going to the movies by myself. It's one of my favorite things to do because it helps me like doing the job I do. It helps me just turn off my phone for 2 to 3 hours and just like lock in. I know it's counterproductive to look at a bigger screen by turning off my little screen, but
It's different though. It's different.
It's different.
it helps my brain just like unwind. I love movies. I think they're the coolest thing ever, and I want to like literally like save movie theaters because everyone's like movie theaters are dying, so I want to encourage people to go to the movies. But we've been doing movie reviews, and he's someone who studied film, is currently working in the film industry, so he's way more technical, where I'm like the fan who like movies rock, this is fun, and he's like, this shot is awesome because this director does this. So I love picking his brain, which I really enjoy that dynamic where like I can just be the student, he can be the teacher. So we've been doing some movie reviews and trying to figure out the best place to like put those out. We've been just doing it on our YouTube channel every now and then, but I think we're going to slowly start to build that out a little bit more. So it's very much not Bachelor related, but I'm very excited to just, I look forward to those episodes every time we get to record them. So that's a good sign for me that, oh, this is something I should probably keep doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have a name that people
We
can go and
literally
look?
it's literally just the Good Time movie review. So
Okay.
Okay.
we haven't really figured out the best branding for it. Honestly, like we might just keep it as Good Time movie reviews. But we'll see where it goes. We're just we're throwing a lot at the wall right now to see what sticks.
Love that.
Cool.
I feel like when you're really passionate about something and you love doing it, like that's when things happen because
Yeah.
you're not doing it because it's hard work. You're doing it because like you just like doing it.
Also,
Yeah.
that dynamic is like so interesting of having someone who's kind of like a professional in an area, and then you who's a professional movie watcher.
Yeah. Well, just a fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just ask dumb questions. And I think that's at the end of the day, like I like learning things. So I get to be the student. I get to ask dumb questions in like a space where there's no like repercussions. I'm not getting graded. So I can just be like, explain this to me. Talk to me like I'm 3 years old. And like,
I love that.
yeah, it's very fun.
That's so cool. If you ever have guests, my sister is obsessed with movies. She does like movie reviews. There's like an app where you can review every movie
Letterboxd?
you watch. Yes, that one.
Yeah.
She loves movies.
I should be on Letterboxd. I don't love it because it's a 5-star review, and I grade movies out of a 0 to 100 scale. So I have a Google sheet of every movie I've seen since like 2019. And
Oh
I
my
grade it
gosh.
0 to 100. JP, my co-host for the movie reviews, hates it because it's so arbitrary. I'm like, this is an 88 out of 100, but this one's an 86. And he's like, how are you deciding the difference? Just a feeling. I don't know.
It's
So,
just
yeah.
how I feel.
I grade it like a school teacher too. Like below a 70 is failing for me. So if it's a decent movie or like a passable movie, give it above a 70. That's basically the only metric I use.
All right.
But that's my beef against Letterboxd. It's a great app though. I really should get on it.
I'm going to have my sister follow you and message you because she
Please
could
do.
talk movies all day.
That would be fantastic.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Wyatt, for joining us today. And thank you, everyone who's listening. This was super fun, super last minute surprise mini episode. Not so mini, actually, now that I'm looking at the time.
Sorry.
We tried.
But so much fun. Make sure you go check out Bachmakers on Instagram, on YouTube. What else are you on?
TikTok, we're on there, and then we have Twitter, but you don't have to worry about that.
Go follow them. Check out the movie Good Time movie reviews.
Yep, good. It's just good. It's all under the Good Time Media YouTube channel. So all these
Perfect.
episodes all the Batchmakers episodes, all the movie reviews are all on that YouTube channel.
Awesome. Go check it out. Go
Yeah.
follow them. And if it comes down to voting for who's going to move forward in the Austin Ott Dating Show, make sure you vote for me.
There are fan votes coming, so
I'm hoping I'm not on that side of things, but if I am, go follow them. Go
I'm your
vote for
number
me.
one fan. Don't worry.
Thanks again for tuning in. Follow us on social media, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, and Instagram. And we will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.